what's up, everyone? Welcome to the launch of the Same Indian podcast. This is the origin. This is the first issue. This is the rookie card of this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, downloading, and hopefully sharing this podcast with everyone you know. My name is Joe. I'm joined by my main partner, Gabriel. What's up, man? Talk to these guys.
Hell yeah, man. This is Gabriel, and you know what? This is our podcast. We'll be talking about a lot of thought-provoking shit in this podcast, so get ready. This is episode 1, the Genesis. I'm ready for it, Joe. Let's give it to them.
The launch, guys. Hey, join us. Grab a beer. We're drinking Dos Equis tonight. Hey, grab a bar stool. Snuggle up right here, right? The three of us will have a beer. We'll talk some shit. We'll have a good time. So plug in those headphones. Let's go on a fucking journey, man. What's up, man? Let's do this shit.
Hell yeah, join us, because we want you to be the third wheel. Hell yeah, man. What should we talk about, man? There's a lot of shit to talk about. Politics. We could talk about our new president, Trump, or we could talk about just income inequality, a whole bunch of shit, man.
Pretty much what I want to talk about,
or whatever.
No, fuck the race wars. This is South Park, race war. Okay, so what I want to talk about is, like most of our listeners here, I mean, I'm sure you guys are hardworking, great Americans, like we are. I work a corporate job. I sit there at my desk all fucking day, listening to other podcasts, radio shows. As I'm driving to work, I use a great app, Waze. It takes me through these neighborhoods. It takes me through the most beautiful houses, the most extravagant multi-million-dollar homes, and it puts me in a. I'm an overall kind of happy guy. You know me. I'm a real positive kind of guy. I have good karma, all this stuff like that. But as I look at these houses, and it depresses me. It shouldn't depress me, but I know you have to work hard for your money. I know you have to struggle. I know you have to go through all this shit in life to eventually get there at the end. But man, I look at what I don't have, and I can't help but feel hopeless and feel fucking desperate and sad and fucking angry at the world. But I know it's not I know it's not anyone else's fault but my own. But I can't help but feel like there's some fucked up shit going on, like you said, income equality. But fuck, I get so frustrated. I don't know even what to fucking say sometimes. But I know how the game is played, but I just don't play it by the rules. I don't know, man. What do you think about that shit?
Oh man, that's crazy, man. Just talking about it gives me the creeps, man. Just because we're in a system where it's supposed to get the richer and the poorer. You know what I mean? But we don't want to think about it like that. We want to think like we have freedom to choose our own path. And every time I want to do something with my life, it's like fucking, I try my hardest. I'm trying my best to try to just go somewhere in life, and it's like I'm stuck in the same place, no progress. And I feel like a lot of people feel like this, but we have opportunity. That's what I love about this country, man. We have opportunity.
But do we have real opportunity, or is it just or only the people with the proper knowledge have the opportunity?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It seems far-fetched. It seems as if we can't accomplish it, and man, it seems like it's far-reaching, because you only see like 1% of America owning millions and owning whatever they want. Owning their good homes and owning all the shit they want, you know what I mean? So to me, it's just, it's all set up to be that way. I know, I get it, but it's supposed to get you mad, man, and it's supposed to get you frustrated with the system and everything. And you know what I mean? To me, that's the biggest lie we lived, to kind of like think we could do something about it, but in reality we can't. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it's also kind of exaggerated where we're coming from with this with Southern California, because I don't know how it is with the rest of the country, but like there's certain cities where you can be in the most ghetto city in America, one of the worst places, gang violence, just absolute abject poverty. You literally drive 10 minutes and you're in 15, 20, $30 million house neighborhoods. It is insane how you're reminded of the caste system, or the variance in income, the variance in life, the ability, the access to information, access to people, the access to resources. It is so incredibly shocking and insane to view when you're that close to these different drastic types of living and lives.
Yeah, man, it's a great diversity, you know what I mean, and our culture, and like I don't try to see it as happiness, owning shit like that, you know what I mean, owning big houses or being in a better neighborhood, because you know the poor people could be happier than the richer people, richer persons, you know what I mean. Just it all depends how you live your life, you know what I mean. To me, it's not so much income inequality, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just how you live your life. I mean, what kind of life are we living? Are we living to live, or are we living to exist? You know what I mean?
But money. That's easy to say though. But how many? But in your go through your mind right now, and all the people you know, all the people you deal with. How many people that you consider quote unquote poor are really even happy? Like it's easy to say, okay, I'm happy because I have my family and my health. But how much are they really happy on the inside? They might exude. They might say, "Oh, I'm happy. I got this," but inside they're being crushed. This daily crush. This pursuit of money. This commute. This fucking shitty job. This barely getting by. This having barely enough money to cover your basic bills. Barely have enough money to pay your rent. Put food on a table, and you're left with like $20 after all your bills and shit like that. How can you yes, you have things that make you happy, but overall in life, are you truly happy? I think it's a system set up to mentally crush people who are at a certain level, so they will never have the ability or need or want to rise to another level.
Yeah, man, that's just crazy. Now, I mean, when you put it in that perspective, yeah, but that's a lie we live. You know what I mean? All this time to think that we could do something differently and achieve so many things, to me, it's like it's far-fetched. It's a far-fetched idea. Might as well just be happy with what we have, you know what I mean, and be grateful and just, you know, just take it all in.
Well, I'm talking about the biggest percentage of lottery sales. It's always like in the most impoverished place. It's always like the quote-unquote ghetto. The more, you know, lottery ticket sales, because lottery, it gives you that false hope that, hey, look, you know, if I buy this ticket, you know, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But you know what? It just gives you this false hope. It doesn't give you any real steps to make a better life, because, you know, I work my fucking ass off. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I got good karma. You know, I'm doing the right thing. I'm kicking ass on my job. I'm fucking taking care of my family. But it's like, you look at all these assholes on TV, all these pieces of shit like the Kardashians, fucking teen moms, the Real Housewives of fucking Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Orange County, all this bullshit, and you realize these fucking scumbags have all this money and financial freedom and this security of being able to go to bed at night and knowing that you don't have to struggle for your fucking rent payment. Where's the fucking karma? Where's the fucking... how is that fair that morally piece of shit people are looked up to and put on this pedestal as far as being like what you would want to be or what you should be because of their resources, their assets? I think it's a more of a part of me saying, fuck it, why them? How is life fair that these pieces of shit are on this next plane, this fucking, you know, this road to fucking happiness, where I'm struggling and mired in this bullshit when I'm fucking being a good person and actually putting into fucking physical and mental work. That's what pisses me off. You know, I can't get over that shit. It irritates me to the nth degree.
Yeah, man, they're the elites. They're supposed to be, you know what I mean? We're down at the chain of humanity, but you know what I mean? It's I try to be the sand, you know, the person that tries to look at it from both ways. You know what I mean? You could be happy, yeah. You could be stressed out, but the system is rigged against us. You know what I mean? It feels like it. You can't progress. You can't go that extra mile. And I know where you're coming from because I feel the same way. It's like food is overpriced, and what kind of food are we eating too? You know what I mean? It's everything's set up to profit the elites, whoever's owning the corporations, whoever's owning all these massive plant fields, whoever's growing the food, basically, whoever's supporting the basic needs of life. You know what I mean? Shelter, food, and entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It's just you're making them richer. We're over here struggling just to make ends meet, and it seems like it's a constant cycle. I mean, adulthood to me seemed more free, more with more liberty when I was a kid.
Right?
When I was a kid, it was all about liberty. And
I can't wait to be 18. I'm gonna go on my own, make my own job, my own shit, make my own rules.
But trip out on this. Every day was a new adventure. Every day was something different. So it did
because you weren't tied to this fucking structure of needing to do these things to meet your basic needs. Your basic needs were met, so you were able to explore and create and enterprise like the rich people are. If their basic needs and fundamentals are set and met, they're able to just go and do what they want to do.
Yeah, the only reason I mentioned that though is that as a kid you didn't even think about your wealth. You didn't even think about your responsibilities because you were just living a life to another day. You know what I mean? You were just surviving or having fun. Every day was an adventure. Like I said, every day you found out about a different thing, how to do something different and everything. And even then, you cared about other people. Let's say you had 2 cookies. You seen someone without a cookie. You would try to give that other person 1 cookie so you guys had the same cookies. So there was some sort of community sense, you know what I mean? And that's what we don't have. I think we would be happier if we had more of a community installed in our society rather than looking at someone and revering these people, idling people like the Kardashians and saying, you know what, I want to be like them. I want to have the same lifestyle they have. You know what I mean? To me, you could have all the money in the world and you still be miserable. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on how you live your life. I mean, that's probably just a Zen talking inside of me, but I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, because like there is stuff that's hard coded in our DNA that's been kind of been passed down from generation. We as humans, I mean, I know we might differ if you're heavily religious, but we as humans have been in our form, our brains, our activities, been in existence for what, a couple 100,000 years, you know, or million, however long it's been forever in time. And this whole recent change with this internet age, this, you know, this digital shit, this millennial thinking, this all this bullshit goes against what's encoded in our DNA. It goes against our instincts. We know, like you said, we're hunter gatherers. It takes a village to raise a kid type of community, and then it almost on a dime turn into this weird know everything about you, your Facebook status update, your fucking every fucking meal you've ever eaten, every fucking photo of your kid, every photo of your dog, cat. We're not supposed to know this much intimately about more people than we can handle. We can only really handle a couple people, 10, 15 people on an intimate level in our lives. Now we get these inundated with thousands of bullshits, thousands of stories and reasons to want to invest in other people's lives. And it distracts us from the real goal in life, which, now that we're talking, I don't even fucking know what my goal in life is. I don't even know what I'm really looking or working for besides freedom. It's I don't know, man. It's fucked up.
Yeah, no, it's just it's the same questions you ask yourself, especially you feel like money could bring you that happiness or a bigger house could bring you that happiness. And to me, yeah, to me, it's always differently. You know what I mean? I ask questions, I try to dig deep and everything. I'm like, the system is set up for us to live the same way. It's like we're the machine building things, fighting wars for the elite. You know what I mean? Us, the human beings, the regular humans.
You keep saying where's elite. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in the Illuminati? Do you believe in this one world order that runs the entire world, all the governments, this behind the scenes shit? Because I do believe it. I want to see what you believe. I don't think I've ever asked you. Do you believe in this shit? Like this fucking corrupt Illuminati group of rich people that are actually running the government?
I believe in a group that controls the world. I believe in a group that controls how people live and how they eat, what they eat, how they live. You know what I mean? Whether you want to call it the Rothschilds kids or whatever the fuck, the Illuminati. I believe in the elites. I believe in someone that's high up the chain, has all the money in the world, and still want more. They covet more. They covet more power. It's not. I mean, money is not even a thing to me. Money is a power. It's a tool they use to keep us controlled. You know what I mean? To keep us in the same place that they always had us in. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's a crazy thing to visualize. But sooner or later, you just start seeing things that make you realize that life ain't supposed to be the way it is. You know what I mean? Why would you want to be stuck in a cubicle for most of your life, working? Okay, you have to work in order to survive, but why would you want to spend half of your life? Because in essence, you're spending half of your life working. Why would you want to spend your life doing that when you rather be out in the world, living life, having freedom? Fucking whether you fixing cars, doing your hobbies, camping, living in nature, you know what I mean? Just living a free life, you know what I mean? But no, we can't live that life because we have to keep on working. We have to keep on buying things, you know what I mean? We have to keep on buying food, the new phone, the new TV, it's consumerism. To me, it's the elites are the ones that are providing all the things that we want to buy. I mean, everything that we don't really need, but we want. You know what I mean?
You know what? I just had a fucking thought when you're talking right now. I just had this fucking thought that do you think that we were brainwashed as kids with like the game Monopoly? Think about this. Roll with me here, guys. Everyone listening right now. Okay, I might be a little conspiracy nut, but fuck it, whatever. I'm not as bad as Alex Jones, but fucking, I'm on a couple of Dos Equis here, so roll with me here. So we all play Monopoly. Everyone, right? You play Monopoly. Yeah. I play Monopoly. Every motherfucker in the world play Monopoly. Now, what's the goal of Monopoly? The goal of Monopoly is you start out with a very limited budget. Your goal is to buy properties, coordinate and try to trade or buy up a segment of properties, and then once you get a segment or a quote-unquote monopoly, you own that whole street or the whole block of things, you start building more expensive houses, then you build hotels. The whole concept of this game is to buy up a certain area, raise the fucking rent on everyone, and fucking crush your enemies by charging them rent when they land on your shit, right? How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that?
Just like Trump, man. Just like Trump. That's how Trump became famous, man. And fuck, it's just fucking crazy. I mean, never would have realized that we will live our lives like that. You know what I mean? Having to survive and think we need things, we need wealth in order to be happy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just.
But like I'm saying, dude. Fucking yes, you need wealth to be happy, but I think it's actually there's like how do you say it? There's like a certain minimum that if you can meet your minimum, you can meet your basic needs, you can meet your rent, you can provide enough food and clothing for your kids and your family. I think if we all just at least had a way or a path to get to that, then we can just start exploring like what we're supposed to really meant to do in life. Like all these bullshit actors, these bullshit people and whatever, they're there because of a reason or a path that was laid out for them or the path that they found or discovered. There's so many more talented people and so many fucking more brilliant minds who never made it, who never had the proper, a poor black kid growing up in South Central LA, fucking might have been a brilliant mind, but due to his lack of resources, lack of encouragement, a lack of a direct path, because people need a path. People need to see that carrot at the end of the stick. They need to see the fucking cheese at the end of that maze to motivate them. Not everyone is motivated. Everyone's motivated by different things in life. I just wish that we can help more people out in realizing their dreams or realizing what they're meant to be. Because I think the whole world would be a better place. Because these assholes who are there now, that can't be the best that we can have to offer in life. That can't be the best the human race has to give to the world. That these pieces of shit, worrying about those little, those bullshit dogs, or their $8,000 shirt or $30,000 Birkin bags. What the fuck, man? Like that could feed a whole family of 5 for a year in South Central.
Yeah, man, it takes money to create money. And you know what I mean? I think the elites, whoever you want to think who they are, whoever they are, kind of set up this education system for us to like never question authority. Never, I remember as a kid, it used to be sort of like an anarchist. You know what I mean? You all would always want to go against authority. You would always want to like question life. You would always want to question those in power. And when I start questioning this, it's like they groomed us since an early age. You know what I mean? You started going to school at an early age, and it's like they groomed us just not ask questions, don't. They didn't teach us how to think. They just taught us how to do our jobs. You know what I mean? We're their supply. We're their machine. You know what I mean? We're the ones that build the schools. We're the ones that build the bridges. We're the ones that fight the wars. Like I said, you know what I mean? So I think they're using us, and they have us somehow brainwashed into thinking that we have to live this life the way they set it up, and that's why the wealth is not spread. They only give us just enough, so we're not asking questions. So we always keep on looking for that money, for that next dollar, you know what I mean, for the next dollar. And they're not going to give us the money because once we have the money, we're going to be asking questions. Once we have the money...
Yes, you have the fucking freedom to want to explore and ask questions, right?
Yeah, so you either have to be with them or be against them. And I think people that go against them end up being erased from the earth.
Like the Breitbart guy and those other guys, the fucking...
Dude, I actually think that's what happened to Kennedy, dude, when he started talking about...
the military-industrial complex. He was saying, beware secret societies.
Yeah, that speech is actually an exact example, exact example of what I'm talking about. I think it's just... They made us believe, like, if this is life. I mean, I don't know, when did you think society changed? You might blame it on the internet. You might blame it on World War II, but it's a long time coming. I mean, back then people wanted to invent things. Back then people wanted to. It was America was set up for success, and somehow we shifted from that. We shifted our reality. Sometime in the 1900s, something happened. It just changed. We weren't looking for success. We weren't looking for creating something big. We're just making enough, making the next payment for our house, making the next payment for our car. You know what I mean? The basic needs. And I don't know. It's just I guess it makes you feel trapped, but you want more than that. You know what I mean? That's why you always want more, and it just makes you feel like there's some progress in what you do in life. You know what I mean? That's why when, like you were saying, you're driving past another neighborhood that looks so appealing, so nice. You want that. Of course, you're gonna want that because where you live in the city. I mean, not in the city, but because you live in a better neighborhood than I do. But compared to the mansion houses you're looking at, you're living in the shitty place. You know what I mean? Of course, you're gonna feel and covet that. Of course, it's like someone has a bike and someone has a car. You're gonna covet the car over the bike. It's always been like that. It's always been the same nature that the humans have.
And what my whole point with that one, Gabriel, is like fucking. It's like it's not due to my lack of effort. It's not due to my lack of desire. I work my fucking ass off. You know, I drive 2 fucking hours each way to get to work. And like it's like I put in the work, I put in the time, and there's only so much that I can achieve based on my position, based on who I know, based on what I know. Like it sucks. America used to be rewarded by hard work and dedication. Now it's rewarded by who you know and who can you be set up with, or what path,
and relying on people, relying on the government, relying on the program. And
it's not hard work. Hard work is not actually really rewarded anymore.
I keep on thinking that it has to do something with the elites, you know, whoever you might think they are, you know what I mean, the Illuminati, whoever. They have us so trimmed, so accustomed to this thing that they keep on making us think that somehow if the government provides our security or provides our next paycheck or provides our next meal, we have to keep on siding with the governments. We had to somehow like go with the government and keep on asking.
It's like a mafia.
It is almost like it, right?
I'm gonna do this for you, but there's gonna be a time I'm gonna come back to you and call you for a favor that I need. Right? It's like there's all this program, stuff like that, but it comes with a cost, man. Nothing in life is free. Nothing you get is free. It's always on the back of someone else or on the back of yourself in the long run.
And you know what's sad is that most Americans spend their lives 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years. Once it comes into their retirement, they shift that responsibility onto their kids, and it's a cycle, man. It just keeps on happening. It's we're never gonna go out of this place if we don't somehow talk about it, or we agree that there's something wrong in the system where the hard worker's not getting fucking anything. You ain't getting shit. You work hard, you struggle, you wake up early in the morning, you ain't getting shit. It makes you feel irritated.
Yeah, you know, it's pissed off because like it goes back to our core instincts of the hunter-gatherer society, right? Like the hunter that has out there trying the hardest, putting his heart into it, putting the most effort into it, is going to get the most meat, the most kills, the most abundance for his family and his community. Now it's like you see a janitor like elementary school, you know, you see a construction worker. These guys are working their fucking ass off and making 1/100th of some asshole in a desk in New York pressing a couple buttons a day. It's fucking bullshit. It's ass backwards. That's why that's why there's so much resentment and so much this natural feeling of hate towards that, because that's not what we're supposed to be as humans. That's not cool. You know, I mean, you should reward the hardest effort. Like in sports, you reward the hardest effort, our best player, but in business and life, you reward who has the most access, who has the most, leverage. It's bullshit.
Yeah, the best connections, the best whoever they know, or whoever. I mean, what kind of deals they have from the government and stuff like that. It's just a constant cycle, and it seems like it's never gonna stop. But somehow, I try to look for the past, for answers. I kind of try to look at the beginning of this country. This country was founded on those ideals that we were just talking about, on natural shit. You know what I mean? The more you work, is the more you gain. The more stuff you have. You know what I mean? You were able back in the day. I don't know how long ago, but you were able to just work, have enough, come back home, work on your car, have your hobbies, and still have all the money in the world. You would be able to buy your house, have enough food. You know what I mean? And there was abundance and everything you had. Now it seems like the dollar, there's more inflation. You can't buy shit with the dollar here in America. You know what I mean? It's like inflation has grown up so much that I feel like this income inequality has to do something with the banks and how they set up the lending. And come on, back then you would have to like trade gold and stuff like that. Now we're trading paper, something that doesn't even cost as much as what you're buying. You know what I mean? You put more effort into building phones and TVs and computers and shit than what you're using to buy that. You know what I mean? Paper you could just burn up. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Okay, let's be honest. The only thing that's really gonna stop this system or restart everything is there's only a couple of things that in my opinion that can change this, right? This shit has been set forth and been going on for so long. There's so much steam behind this. The only thing that can derail it is like fucking like an alien to show up, an alien attack, a nuclear attack, or some crazy world war. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think we've gone so far down the path that there's nothing that can actually legitimately be done without any kind of major disaster bringing us together. I mean, the only time that Americans really come together for a common voice is in the midst of disaster. I've never seen a more patriotic country than after 9/11. I've never seen more people to get together. I've never seen less crime. Never seen so many people that just care about each other and want to talk and talk about their feelings and what's going on with the world than after that major disaster. I've been to the 9/11 memorial in New York. That is I was, I can't even really put into words how I felt. It's insane the feeling you get when you're there. Something like that, unfortunately, needs to happen for the world to get out of this funk. Because if you're going down this road and the people that are in control of this car, if they're happy, that car ain't pulling over. That shit is going straight to the end, you know?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Just regardless of whatever path they take us, they're in control. They're in control of everything. They're in control of
They're
food.
the fucking drivers, man.
They're in control of the food we eat. You know, the corporations and shit. That, when I mean the elite, I'm talking about the people behind the corporations. You know what I mean? People behind the big companies, big banks, just the big names, and fucking the richest fucking companies in the world and shit. They control the food. They control the oil. They control everything. I mean, how would you want to change anything if they control the food? Just imagine if there's still fucking hunger in the earth. There's still people dying from hunger and starvation and many places in Africa and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like we could have enough food, but the way that corporations have it set up is to make profits. You know what I mean? They want to make profits. That's why they're making a bunch of money here in America. They're providing us with what we need, and even if we had a solution to the problem, I don't think we would want to change. A lot of people will go hungry. A lot of people wouldn't have food to eat and shit for the next day. You know what I mean? You will have to actually hunt for what you wanted. I mean, it's just the whole system is set up. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to say we're screwed, but I mean.
Okay, fuck it. I'll say we're screwed because I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on, guys, right now. Because I fucking legitimately think that there was alternative fuels created many years ago, probably even fuels run off water, like legit replacement for oil and gas in our economy and in our way of life. I legitimately think there was actually inventions or patents that actually turned water into like fuel type capabilities, where you're running off water, running off steam. I legitimately think that shit like this was created and was discovered and then was silenced because there's so much dependence on this foreign oil, this foreign stuff. There's so much turmoil that would cause in the world if we woke up tomorrow, Gabriel, me and you woke up tomorrow, and there was no need for gas anymore, no need for oil at all in the world. How fucked and crazy would the world be? How many wars would go off? Like, right? Like, I understand why the government wants to stifle that, but fuck, let the chips fall where they lay. If there's something that's created or invented that can solve the world hunger problem, solve the gas problem, solve the oil problem, fucking let it be. Whatever it ends up is how it's supposed to end up. There's so many elites controlling, so many elites own these companies that would be affected by these radical inventions that I think they're legitimately being stifled. But I hope to God that there's more like WikiLeaks. There's more of this shit that's being leaked out and presented to us. I hope Ecuador doesn't cave and fucking arrest this guy, man. I hope Julian Assange allows to be free in the embassy and releasing this shit, because fuck, man, I don't trust these motherfucking governments as far as I can throw them, man. Fucking corrupt motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I actually think we're afraid of change, man. Just it's happened so long.
Maybe you are. I ain't afraid of change, motherfucker.
It's happened so long that I think we're just used to it. You know what I mean? They control water. They control food. They control oil. They control drugs. You have cancer. You have a pain. They're trying to fix you. Just enough so you can come back to buying more drugs.
Exactly.
They keep on buying more drugs, and it's just a cycle. You know what I mean? The whole system to me is just fucking crazy. And you know, I gave up.
They're not gonna cut their revenue off. Why would they cut their revenue off, right?
Yeah, it's all about profits. So you know, right now they were talking about passing these neighborhoods, and it would be nice. You know what I mean? It would be nice, but for me, I'm gonna try to live my life as happy as I can with my family, wherever I'm at in life, no matter if I'm poor or rich, wherever I'm at. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop where I'm at. You know, I'm gonna keep on looking for it. I'm gonna keep on looking to try to be successful, but I'm not gonna let them rule my life like that. I'm gonna try to have some sort of freedom. because the way it's set up, it feels like they have us set up in this cage, and the cheese is at the end of the line, and they just want us passing through all these obstacles like if it's a fucking game and shit, and we're never getting to the end to get that cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always like an inch out of our
Reach.
Right out of our reach, right? And every we reach a little more, every time we reach more, it goes a little farther and further away. It's like it's just whatever you do, it's just out of your fucking grasp.
Yeah, that's why I was talking to you, man, about being a kid. I mean, what happened to us where we relied so much on wealth and so much on having the next big thing, you know what I mean? On the better car, on the better iPhone, on the better TV. What happened to us, man?
These fucking kids.
As kids? No, as
new kids. These new fucking kids who
No, but we're the ones setting the example. We're the ones.
No, I think these new motherfuckers.
What I'm trying to say is that kids nowadays, I mean, and kids, I'm talking about kids like 5, 6, 7 years old. They know how to share. I mean, like I said,
it's in their instincts. It's in their DNA.
Even
like I was saying,
sometimes they wanna keep things to themselves and everything. But if they see someone in need,
they realize
that they need it, and they'll try to share. You know what I mean? They try to help each other, and no sense of wealth. You know what I mean? It's mine. You see the kids fighting. It's mine. It's my toy. It's my toy. But there's no sense of wealth. There's no sense of I need to have more than this. It's no more of that game that we play. That gimme. I want push. You know.
There's no sense of my toy costs $50, your toy costs $5, so I want mine instead. No, it's like, okay, I want the coolest looking thing. I want this. This makes me feel good. Give me this toy. It's a truest form of human
naturalism.
Yeah, these kids, they're not corrupted by society
yet.
I wish. I know. Like I wish there was some way that we could. Okay, this sounds corny as fuck, everyone, but roll with me here. I wish there was a way in life. This is from The Office, by the way. I wish there was a way in life to realize that you were in the good old days when you were actually in them. Because we're always looking so far fucking forward, so far to the future, so far what's next, that a lot of times, like right now, Same Idiom Podcast, fucking episode 1. This could be the fucking one of the best days of our life. This could be the start of something amazing. This could be a fucking great, wonderful time in our lives. But we're looking ahead at what we don't have. I'm the biggest culprit. Fuck it. But it's like
we're all guilty to it. You don't have to feel bad, dude.
Yeah, but look, 20 years from now, when we're old men and gray hair, sitting there fucking on our couch with their fucking old ass wives or kids have off and gone to college, moved away, we're gonna look back and like, fuck, man, remember that time that we had that fucking podcast? Remember that time that we were just opened the mic, cracked it open, talk shit, talk to fucking people in Nashville, people fucking Dayton, Ohio, people in Miami, Florida. We expressed our shit. It's like, it's just a fucking taking a risk, man. This shit ain't easy, man, to fucking sit here and talk shit and spread your feelings out here in the world because, man, fucking, it's just fucking difficult. But it's like, fuck, man, you know, it's like, these are the fucking good old days, and I wish more people, I wish we could experience all the fucking time this fucking feeling of it being adventurous and doing this shit. This is what fucking life needs more of.
Yeah, life is not, I mean, happiness is not of what you have and how much you have of it. It's what you do with your life. It's what do you do with your life? I mean, is there any sense, any I don't know how to say the word.
Just get purpose out of your life.
Any purpose, yeah. Any purpose in life. Is there any purpose in your life? You know what I mean? What drives you? Well, I mean, what? I mean, we wake up, we talk to this podcast. This is the shit. To me, this is the best thing because this is the most thought-provoking thing that I do along here with Joe and shit. You know what I mean? It's not. We're not talking about the fucking shows on TV. We're not talking about like the things you would talk about at work or the things that you would talk about around meeting, doing small talk with new people you meet. You know what I mean? Oh, did you see the last episode of Walking Dead? Or did you see this, blah blah blah, you know, whatever happened and shit, you know what I mean, like small news or whatever. There's bigger things out there, you know what I mean, that you should be asking questions to, and I feel like this is what we're providing.
Yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, man. This is what it's all about. You know, like imagine yourself, guys, right now out there listening to the podcast. You're out there, you know, barbecuing at the beach or whatever the fuck with your homies, talking shit, and you're going to conversations like this. This is what the truest form of fucking conversation is, because you don't have time. There's no fucking edits on this shit. I mean, this is fucking straight how we are, how we think, how we feel, what's going on, man. This is true talk right here. So, you know, like fucking we're just like you guys, you know, a couple 30-ish guys over here, you know, talking shit and living life. And
this is a good conversation, though. We should revisit this.
You should always question shit. Never take what people tell you as the final word, the final fucking omen, or you know, the whatever you say, you know, like fucking the biblical shit, whatever, like, you know, the final word. Like, look, you always should question shit. You know, never listen or be instructed by people you don't respect or don't know. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man. Especially because life is short, you know. Like we're talking about, one day you're a teenager, next thing you're 60 years old, sitting in the porch and just watching your life go past you. You know?
Okay, Lucas Graham over here. Once I was 7 years old.
And, you know, I mean, the only reason I ask myself questions is because sometimes I ask about my own mortality, you know what I mean? And that's just thought-provoking in itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably like a whole nother episode right there, just talking about the mortality, the how life is fleeting, how, you know, with the brink of a second, you know, everything could change. So, yeah, I mean, once again, you know, guys, we appreciate you guys here in this journey for the Same Medium podcast. We hope we didn't fucking bore you to death. We hope these were thought provoking, and we hope it's things that you like. You know, like fucking this shit's crazy, man. This whole podcast game, this whole situation. There's so many great shit out there. We just hope we can fit in and be in there with your repertoire of podcast. We hope that we can hang out with you. Hey, like I said, fucking pull up a chair, grab a beer, let's do this shit again. We're gonna hopefully be back at least a couple times a week. We're gonna, you know, spit some shit on various topics. I won't fucking get all fucking wage income, all that shit like that. We'll spread it out, man. Talk about conspiracies, talk about aliens, talk about fucking baseball, football, whatever you fucking, you know, hit us up. SameMedia.com, SameMediaPod on Twitter. Once again, guys, if you know anyone who would like this shit, hey man, share this podcast. I mean, you know, we're just a couple guys here. We fucking share a mic. We kind of just do this thing here. It's not high production, but you know what? Just fucking, we're taking a risk, taking a chance. So fucking hit us up. Remember, Same Media Podcast. This is the first episode. We're gonna be back in a short time. So check us out again, guys. We love you. Peace.